pop the popcorn, grab a Coke, and find that old VHS. We're diving deep in cheesy flicks. Yeah, we're on a vintage quest. Low reviews but high on laughs. Let's give these films a cheer. The cult classics, flops and nuts, there are topics this year. We're the Ejectables, rolling back the years, celebrating movies that no one else cheers. From bad hair juice to epic fails, we say it's all good. We're the Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.
Woo! Everybody, welcome to the Ejectables. So for those of you who have not been here before, the Ejectables is the show where movie enthusiasts Bill, Joe, and Ian talk about movies and join forces with a weekly rotating guest. Today we have two guests, and we talk about the movies that we want to celebrate that the critics have either panned and audiences have left behind. So today, let me introduce you to Alethea and Jules.
Welcome. Hi, Ian.
Thank you.
Hi, Bill. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So I would like you both to tell us a little bit about yourselves. But I want to say that you have a movie coming out called, I can say the name, right?
Yeah.
Good Side of Bad. So
yes.
Alethea, you are directing, and Jules, you are producing. Is this correct?
Yes. And we wear more hats too, each of us.
I'm a producer, writer, and Jules is a writer and actress, lead actress.
And what can you tell us a little bit about the story or anything?
Yeah, I mean, well, the good, exciting news for us and for all audiences across the land is that it will drop all over America on a lot of different screens on January 7th, 2025.
That's amazing. That's so soon.
So soon. We're so excited.
And it's just in time for Mental Health Wellness Month. And our movie focuses on a family that is helping their younger sister who has a diagnosis of schizophrenia. And it's how, instead of falling apart, they come together and help each other. So it's hopeful and realistic and about family.
That
sounds ties into Christmas, right?
It's Christmas, right? With family and mental health and families getting together, and things can be crazy. But our family goes from, the bad situation, which is any kind of illness, right? Whether it's a mental illness or physical illness. And the good is that they figure out how to work together in spite of their differences, because all families have differences.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a sweet movie. Alethea did a beautiful job directing it. Our soundtrack is amazing. David Poe did all of our score, and I play the older sister, and I'm not so bad. And and our lead, who plays my younger sister, Lexi Simonson. Keep an eye out for her. She's tremendous. She's won Best Actress award, and the film has won a ton of awards, including 2 Best Director awards for Alethea.
Congratulations.
Across the film festival circuit for the last 12 months. So yeah, and Bill worked on it. He helped us a little bit with writing early on, and that was really cool. And that's
and actually it won a Best Screenplay award. So kudos to everyone here, and Best Picture and Audience Award. So Jules kicked it out of the park as well.
Very proud of you guys. It's awesome.
Thank you so much. And thanks for helping us. He was there at the 11th hour. We were like, we need some more joy in this script. And that's what Bill brought. We needed some joy because it's a heavy subject. And he brought it, almost as much joy as all of our Christmas swag.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't wait to see this movie. So we will find out where to find it. You said on many screens and many different ways to find this film.
Yeah.
Bill, you said there'll be a link at some point, correct?
Yeah, we'll put a link for the movie, and then when the I believe, and we'll talk about the distributor, right? Who releasing it, and you'll be able to find it pretty soon. Yeah. By the time the show comes out, it'll be out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then I guess we could say everything if this is going to air after all the info. After this.
Yeah, it is. This is airing after our announcement. So yeah, it comes out. Yeah, January 7th.
Okay. What happens at the end of the movie? Can you just tell us the end of the movie?
Yeah, we're going to tell you. at the end.
No, don't tell us. Don't.
Being and the bean.
Oh my
Blah,
God.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay. No, I'm supposed to say
Spoiler
blah.
alert.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shall we, anything else we'd like to talk about, or should we hop right into the movies?
We should hop
Right
into
in.
the movies.
We're gonna hop in. So who would like to go first, Jules or Alethea?
I don't know. What do you think, boss?
We've never had two guests, so I'm like, whoa. Yeah, what do you think, boss?
All right. Well, you go first, Jules.
Okay, the boss says I go first, so I'm going first. So my movie is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Yes, there he is, Mr. Stiller. That's a great still of Mr. Stiller. So it's the point where I talk about why I like it.
Yep.
All right.
And what
I
it
love
means to you.
I love it. So I did some Googling and I was like, what movies do I love that have been totally panned? And this was one of them. And I was like, why? And so I rewatched it. And the Deus Ex Machina, I always say that wrong, of the movie, would people say that's what happens at the end, right? That he like goes on this crazy adventure that's totally out of this world and wouldn't have happened. And that, you know, people say that it jumped the shark. But I think that's the magic of it, is because when he is going into his daydreams, because his life he feels is very flat and he's not super confident in himself at that moment, because he's been in a basement. I mean, he's doing cool work, like developing pictures for Time magazine. That's a cool job. But simultaneously, he's kind of just been living this small life. So he goes into his daydreams and this crazy world happens for him in the daydream. So at the end of the movie, when he goes on this crazy, wild adventure, it makes sense to me. I don't feel like it's jumping the shark at all. I think it's perfect. I think it's the cherry on top of a delicious sundae of a movie.
Wow.
I could not agree more. I think it's one of the best movies of the 2010s. Steve Conrad is my favorite writer. They've been trying to develop it forever, and their take was just so believable. I love the fact that he works at Life magazine and the metaphor of that. You know, they could have gone pretty hokey with, you know, because they've been trying to develop it. I think Jim Carrey was attached to it at one time, but they made such a purposeful movie about such a, you know, it's a intellectual property. I was like, this is pure genius. I also love the Papa John's product placement throughout it.
I love the Papa John's product placement. And I love, can I say a spoiler?
Yeah.
Like the picture, the negative that is, he finally finds at the end. Yes. Oh, those guys. So great. Is so quintessential life, right? Like the thing that you do that you think is so boring and lame and you're super over it all the time. And you're like, oh my God, I have to get up and do it another day, is actually the beauty of your life, whatever it is. So his life, making sure that the perfect picture goes on the cover of Life magazine. To him, he's just like, oh my God, another day of punching the clock. You know, that's the beauty at the end, is he is on the cover of the magazine because that's what life is. It's just what you do. And so I love that ending. I think it's magic. And then, of course, him turning into the badass that he's always been. Also part of life. We got to just be our badass self, whatever that is for whomever.
I wanted to love this movie so badly. And it's a movie I was very much excited to see. And my wife, like you and Bill, adores this film. This is the film she was going to do if she came on the show. So you destroyed it for her.
I'm sorry, Ian's wife.
She chose another movie. It's okay.
No, he's been saying a million movies she would do. He's lying.
Yeah. No, it's all right. No. So my wife loves this. She's been dying to force this movie on our kids. She finally got them to watch it last year. And I don't hate, my problem with this movie, it looks amazing. It looks like it's a travel video, you know, like for a cruise ship or something. My problem with this film, I think, is Ben Stiller, who I've liked in other things. But for me, he's just a void in this film.
That's the point.
No, I have to disagree. I love this film. When Jules picked it, I was like, oh, I love that film. I'm like, people don't love that film? I think
she was shocked.
I was shocked. I don't normally look at like reviews of stuff. I just watch what I like to watch. And I loved this movie. I loved it because I love the fantastical and that we can transport. And like how many times you're driving down the road, I'm like, I could just like, what if I was in the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car and I could just fly off this cliff right now? And like no, I won't.
Okay.
I know I'm in reality.
Movie coming out.
That's what we can do in movies. We can just expand and do whatever we want. And I love that. I love that storytelling gimmick, if that's the right word for it, or vehicle or whatever. I loved it. I love that movie.
And I'm sorry to harp on this. No. I loved all of that about it, but I just felt that he was not, I don't know. I felt like he was distracted maybe because he was directing it, but I felt no depth to his performance. And I think any of the other people like Jim Carrey, Owen Wilson, who I guess was attached in 2005.
Yeah, but those were straight up comedy versions of it. And then Steve Conrad, who wrote The Weatherman and Pursuit of Happiness.
I love Weatherman.
But yeah, they tried to, they totally changed the entire script to make it so like metaphorical and interesting. I mean, you could just read his imprint all over it. I mean, he's like one of the best writers ever.
I feel like I don't see what you're saying, Ian, but it is a challenge to direct and act, right? Like that's a huge challenge. But I will say that going back to it, and when I saw it, a gazillion years ago, which I can't believe how long ago it came out, I didn't remember that he directed it, and I didn't see that until after I watched it again. I had no clue. I wasn't like, ooh, this is rough. Like he's taken on too much at all. I thought he killed it. But I do agree though with Bill is saying, so Ian, maybe you just would have liked a more straight up comedy version. I haven't seen the original. Has anybody here seen the original?
With Danny Kaye, yeah. I've seen the original with Danny Kaye, yeah.
Is that like comedy?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually not a big comedy guy, as Bill will tell you. So I think maybe I wanted a little more dramatic and to be moved a bit more.
What more do you want?
I don't know what else to say other than I wish I loved it more. And my wife is on your side, and so is my son Oliver, who agrees with you.
All right, so 5 against 1.
Yeah. Hardcore.
5 against 1.
You win. So okay, I guess we've covered that film.
I think so.
It's not ejectable. So Alethea, would you like to tell us about your film?
Sure. So I picked Bad Santa. Actually, I picked a lot of films. We ended up on Bad Santa, which I absolutely love and love to celebrate and quote some in my bedroom. If you guys have seen it, anyway, it's not appropriate for wherever this might air.
You could say a quote. Is there?
You could say a quote.
Say a quote
with an F word in it.
Yeah, Bill's swearing all the time on here tonight. Surprised you haven't yet, but
okay. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa.
Oh, that F word. You can't say that word.
Anyway, I love this movie. My other favorite Christmas movie is oh my god, the other one.
Elf?
No.
Christmas Vacation.
The other one is very wholesome. This one is not wholesome, and it's so fun. And it's like a little person who they like break into malls. They set it up. They steal. He's a total drunk. He's a horrible Santa. But in the end of the day, he finds his heart when he takes care of a boy who's nobody loves. And he's like, yeah, of course nobody loves you. You're obnoxious. You're this. You're horrible. And then he takes him under his wing, and this bad Santa finds the heart of Christmas and helps the boy. And so it's got, dark comedy, which I love. I don't know. I love it.
What did you think? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go on.
I agree. I think it's I don't think my grandmother would have liked it. But I think it's, Billy Bob, he's always great. And that's another very universal thing that, everything looks so perfect in movies and TV, but in life, shit goes south all the time for everybody in one way or another, right? So his life has hit a deep low, and the fact that he's able to be redeemed by helping someone is beautiful, right? That's another huge universal thing. And I think that's a good Christmas theme as well as just a theme for life. So I vote with Alethea. I like it. I'm for it. And it's funny.
Yeah.
Bill?
I think it's one of the best movies of the 2000s. You guys have knocked it out of the park. I just watched it last week. The shoot was crazy, and if you Google Terry Zwigoff, Gilbert Gottfried, Frank Santopadre podcast, he talks about the challenges of making the movie. I guess Harvey Weinstein and Bob Weinstein were insane. They would just hang up the phone on him. And they recut the movie, and then Billy Bob Thornton was really tough to deal with on set. I don't know if he was in character as the bad Santa, but he seems traumatized. I highly recommend listening to this last part of that podcast where he talks about how much Bernie Mac on his first day got so nervous acting with John Ritter because he said he grew up with him and he couldn't get a word out. Definitely.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I know. He goes, I grew up with this guy, and it's like, Bernie, we love you. You know, the Coen brothers had an impact on the movie. I think the idea came from a newspaper article where they talked about a mall Santa robbing a place, and then the guys that wrote Philip Morris, I Love You, which Ian, you must love that movie, right?
I don't know if I've seen it.
With Jim Carrey. Yeah, they were like Space. No, they didn't write Space Jam.
Excuse me.
The script just came out of nowhere and changed their lives. And so I think Jack Nicholson wanted to do it, but he got stuck with a commitment for something's got to give. Oh. So it's really interesting stories. Terry, it sounds like a brutal movie to work on. It was recut, and I know that Todd Phillips reshot some scenes as well because Bob Weinstein loved Todd Phillips as well. Lauren Graham was amazing in it. She showed her comedy chops as well. The kid was hilarious. What's his name? Thurman Merman. Oh, so funny. And definitely holds up. You know, movies from the 2000s, sometimes you go, oh, but I don't see anything objectable in terms of the viewpoint of 2024. So that's a true test of a comedy classic.
I guess its only drawback is that it's not a family comedy. Like we watch it after everyone goes to bed. Love Actually is my other favorite Christmas movie, but everybody loves that. But we watch that as a family, and then we send everyone to bed, and then Sean and I, that's my husband, we watch this movie, and we just think it's hilarious.
Hopefully you don't mix it up. You know?
No. You said Love Actually is the other one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time, but I like.
Stop it.
I try to watch it every year.
Yeah.
I liked Bad Santa. I don't remember. I haven't seen it for 21, 22 years, however old it is. But I remember liking it, and I remember there was this young woman from our college that was in it named Haley Singleton. But that's all I really remember about it, and I liked it. So, and not to say I want to go back to Walter Mitty. I don't think it's ejectable.
What do you mean?
Fair. I don't think it's a bad movie, and I don't think that. And I liked Bad Santa, so
okay,
yeah,
fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Assuming the critics didn't super love it, you know.
Oh, I thought Bad Santa got good reviews. No,
well, it got a 7 on IMDb.
Yeah,
so 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
but like,
Bill doesn't agree with IMDb. Oh no, IMDb is fine. But you don't like.
What about Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, I didn't look it up on Rotten Tomatoes.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, let's see. And then what's the other one that I like to look at? Metacritic.
Oh yeah, that's what they have those on IMDb. The Metacritic.
Oh, do they? Okay.
At the bottom. But yeah, I think that's a good choice. So before this, you had chosen The Family Plan, so I did watch that.
Okay, thanks. I do love that movie, actually.
So people go see that as well, right?
Yes, they should see that.
Yeah, and my wife liked that too. So
did you like it, Ian?
The Family Plan?
Yeah.
It was.
He loved it.
No, I thought it was fine. I kind of forgot about it the next day, but I think it was perfectly fun.
I think it is perfectly fine too, but it's
no Bad Santa.
Yeah, Bad Santa I would choose over that.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. So, Ian, what movie did you pick?
I chose Anna and the Apocalypse. Has anyone seen that?
No, but where can you watch this?
You can watch it anywhere. I think it's like. Oh wait, did I write down? Let me see.
Never heard of this movie before.
It's available. You can.
That poster is tremendous.
Yeah.
So none of you have seen this.
No, I just watched the trailer and a bunch of clips. It looks like everything I would love in a movie, but this is how silly I am. I looked up Anna, and then I looked up a movie called The Apocalypse. I thought you were doing 2 movies.
Yeah, good. Maybe
this is my brain. So I'm like, Anna, that movie looks dumb. And then The Apocalypse, I'm like, I don't want to watch that movie. And then I just like let it go. But I wish I had seen this movie based on the trailer and all the little clips I just saw on IMDb. It looks like right up my alley.
It's so fun. It's like, though I've never seen High School Musical, but it's like a High School Musical meets the zombie apocalypse. And it's this little Scottish town that gets invaded by zombies. And the songs are actually cute and it's fun. And there's dramatic stakes here at the end. So you actually feel some emotion and it's not entirely predictable. And it's in this charming little town. I cannot recommend it enough. It's a good time.
Wow. How'd you even hear about this movie, Ian?
You know me, I love horror movies, which this isn't necessarily. I mean, the zombie stuff's pretty decent violence wise, but you know, I was looking for new horror movies, but this has a following, but it's somewhat overlooked.
What, in your living room? Is that where the following is?
Yes. I did make my whole family see it.
I've never heard this movie before in my life. You can watch,
it's like from
you can watch it free on
2017.
Tubi.
No, it's real. Yeah, I think is it on Tubi? I think it's on like Amazon or Prime.
All right, I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I'm gonna watch it too because that poster is amazing, and I love zombies.
It has budget constraints, but I think they do the best they can with the budget they have. And
We're very familiar with that.
I bet. Yeah, this business, you never know. But see your movie before you see Anna and the Apocalypse.
There you go.
I would say that
bad first
to the Ejectables fan base audience. Good side of bad. It's gonna sneak up on you.
And it's definitely not ejectable.
No,
Definitely not.
So, Bill, would you like to tell us about your choice?
So I did Home for the Holidays, which is a Holly Hunter vehicle directed by Jodie Foster. It came out around 1993. I think it's written by the guy that wrote Buckaroo Banzai.
It is.
Is it really?
It is.
I don't know.
What
That's
is
pretty eclectic. It's a really great movie. You got to get over the Rusted Root song in the beginning. That's the only thing that's a little dated.
He wrote Big Trouble in Little China as well.
Yeah.
Dracula 1979.
Oh, there you go. And
that's
then,
like a OG Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think it's a great little movie. You know, it avoids the cliches. There's some really real moments in it. Robert Downey Jr. was really great. I think it was a little bit ahead of his time. I can't believe a major studio made this movie. It seems like it's like I can't believe Paramount made this movie. It seems so crazy that a major studio would make this movie. Jodie Foster did a great job. She did, I think, Little Man Tate before, and then she also directed Money Monster, which has one of the best turns I've ever seen in film. It was a really good movie. So she should direct more, and it's on Paramount Plus. Mm-hmm. And I think it's an underrated holiday movie. You know, what can I say? Did you watch it, Ian?
Oh, I did. Wait, Alethea was going to say.
No, you go. You go.
No, I
Ian.
was making fun of Ian.
No, I did. I saw it at the theater when it came out, and I really liked it. I think it's super charming. The chemistry between the characters is great. I like the fact that we know now that Robert Downey Jr. was totally on heroin when he made this movie. And I guess Jodie Foster wrote him a note saying, you know, you can't do this on other sets. But, and you can kind of see it watching it now. You can kind of see he's like, ah. Yeah, but I thought he was great, and the chemistry is great. And I think it's interesting he played Charlie Chaplin, and Geraldine Chaplin is in this as his aunt, who played his daughter in the movie Chaplin. What?
Very cool.
Multiverse.
Yeah. Now, what were you going to say, Alethea?
Oh, I don't know. So I watched this because I could find it on Paramount Plus. And it was right up my alley, but I felt like it was dated. Mm-hmm. And I didn't love Robert Downey Jr. and I love him. I didn't love him in this movie. But I love I don't love heroin. I'm kind of
Yeah, no.
anti-heroin, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about that. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was cute. I think it's everything a Christmas movie is. I think coming home for the holidays, like we didn't have anything like that in my family as far as like everyone hating each other and like blah blah blah, all of that stuff. So I didn't like personally relate to it. So it didn't bring me in like, oh, I get that, or that's totally me. And I didn't also then aspire to be that family either.
No, who would?
Tough time.
But I wonder if the people who are making The Bear watched that episode, because their Thanksgiving episode was very similar, and the mom was fantastic. And I mean,
who's that? Holly Hunter? No,
the mom is
Anne Bancroft.
Yeah. Oh, Anne Bancroft.
I mean, she was brilliant.
That's right.
And the scene with her sister talking about how she's in love with the dad. I mean, I guess it was all
that was awesome. That was
awesome.
So good.
That was the best scene, and how everyone at the table handled that scene too was unexpected and refreshing. So I guess I'll give it that.
All right.
I had some moments.
Jules, what did you think of it? Have you seen it?
I did. I saw it when it came out 1,000,000 years ago. But I do have a Robert Downey Jr. anecdote.
Share it.
So I had the good fortune of being in David Fincher's movie ZODIAC. And at the table read, Mr. Downey Jr. was like 2 seats down from me. And I mean, it made me, I thought of this because you're saying that he was probably high when he was making this movie, but he's still brilliant. So sitting next to him, like he was flipping through the pages and like literally everything that came out of his mouth was genius. And everyone was just like he's just such a natural. I mean, it was just like I was almost speechless being in the presence of such a just naturally phenomenal actor. Anyway, it was cool. It was really cool. It was like life level unlocked being in the room with him and like Gyllenhaal and all this stuff. But it was like he was so good just reading, and he had no marks on the page. He was just reading it and just was brilliant. Anyway,
I worked with him in the tiniest role in this movie called The Judge. I played exciting role, juror number 2.
Heck, what's that?
What? We had this scene where we had this great. But I don't know if you noticed on that set, and can we tell these things because you're kind of insiders in the business, but he wore an earpiece in his ears, and his stand-in, would read him his lines on set. And he'd basically just repeat them and then kind of riff off of them.
Brando.
I want that.
Yeah, Brando.
I know it'd be amazing, but it was interesting because when I was doing my scene with him, I was like, he's not really there with me.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's very Brando. And I've heard the
Mickey
fabulous Pacino reads cards sometimes at this stage in his career.
Yeah.
Listen, Alethea knows. Sometimes I'm dyslexic, and sometimes learning lines is hard. But I wonder if I heard it coming in one ear, if my brain would be like flip and it would come out wrong. So I don't know if it would work for me.
That wouldn't work. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice not to have to memorize, but that.
Right.
It was interesting. But
that is.
I guess it depends on the part you were playing. I feel like that would be disorienting.
yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. My husband and I have been watching your guys' show in preparation. I don't know how much good it did me, but he's like, if you're going to do Stump the Bill, should I be at the door listening and I could text you the answers? Because I'm like, I should just skip that if we do it. I won't win. And, but he's really good at that. And been very impressed with the Stump the Bill episodes. So, but I'm like, I probably couldn't even focus if he was texting me. Like people can text and act and do all sorts of things. I cannot. I have to focus.
Same.
But just I did really like Home for the Holidays. I guess I just wouldn't be like Sean. That's my husband. I wouldn't make Sean watch it.
There you go.
So I think I would say everyone should watch the other movies that we've been talking about.
Now, would you not want him to watch it or not try to get him to watch it because you know his taste, or because it's just not as good as you think he would like?
I know his taste, and then after watching it, I wasn't like, no, Sean, you got to give it a shot because this amazing thing happened. Like, no, this turn happened, right? Like,
yeah.
But I liked it.
Yeah, it feels old. I mean, it feels a bit dated now, but I don't know. I enjoyed watching it.
Oh my God, Holly Hunter though can do no wrong.
Oh, she's great. She's so great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that scene at the beginning where you see different adult children in the back of their parents' cars. Like, I think that was so, and just kind of like feeling like little kids again. It was so good.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Looking at the guy in the car, right?
Yeah, just like, oh, we're trapped again.
Yeah.
No.
So we come to the point where we have to choose a movie not your own that you would recommend. We call this the Samurai Cop, thanks to Mickey Award. So Ian, what movie do you choose?
This is so hard. I'm gonna, just because I haven't seen Bad Santa in 400 years, and I respect Walter Mitty, I'm gonna go with Home for the Holidays.
Wow.
Don't tell my wife.
All right.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm choosing Walter Mitty for my wife.
Right.
It's my anniversary gift.
Yes.
Okay. Walter Mitty.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, you guys are next.
Walter Mitty.
There you go.
You can't do your own.
You can't do
Oh
your
my God. I'm really good
Tell you that. That's not your fault.
listening to instructions. Alethea, you go. Let me think.
I love Walter Mitty, so I'm gonna go Walter Mitty. I wish I had seen Anna and the Apocalypse. I'm gonna watch it tonight with my husband. I'm super excited about that. But
I hope you like it.
I mean, in the commercial or in the trailer, it says like Shaun of the Dead, which is one of our all-time favorite movies.
Shaun of the Dead.
Was
It's
it
not
written
that
by-
good.
It's not that good. Okay, so thank you for that. I will tamper
it's
my expectations.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Walter Mitty, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, 100%.
I'm gonna go with Bad Santa because I've seen it recently and it holds up. Doesn't feel dated.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, and I Bill's the best. Bill, we're on first name basis. Yeah, that's what I vote for.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the tiebreaker. I'm gonna do Walter Mitty. They get the Samurai Cop Award.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jules.
Yes.
Sorry, Alethea.
That's okay.
It was a tough one.
But your movie's going to win our show.
There
That's
you
our
go.
very own movie.
Yeah.
Good side of bad.
Yeah.
And we'll put the
Good side
link.
of bed.
We'll put the link in the description and the announcement below also as well.
Okay, and then I'm gonna be weird and plug our first movie. Let's see if I can point in the right. Okay, I gotta go.
No, point the other way.
So okay. Oh my God, my finger. Why can't I do it?
You can do it. Left.
There.
Opposite.
Oh, so close.
Ah! Okay, so
What is that?
it's our poster for our first feature. It's called Part-Time Fabulous. And it's in my living room, and it is my face. And a recent date I went on, he's like, "You have a poster of yourself in your living room?" I was like, "Listen, man, I made a movie, and yeah, it's in my living room." Anyway, it's streaming on Amazon and a lot of other different streamers, and it's called Part-Time Fabulous. It's 2011 at its finest. Alethea's first feature, our first picture together. It's not fun.
It's a comedy.
Good time.
No, it's not fun, but it's good.
I'm sorry, Part-Time Fabulous, is that correct?
Part-Time Fabulous.
Okay, so everyone check out Part-Time Fabulous on Amazon, I think you said.
Yeah.
And wait for Good Side of Bad, which we'll know about by the time this airs.
There you go.
And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow what we're doing. But thank you both, Alethea and Jules, for joining us. And congratulations, Jules, on winning this week's pick.
There you go.
Mitty.
Pop the popcorn, grab the Coke, and find that old VHS. We're diving deep in cheesy flicks. Yeah, we're on a vintage quest.